Alright, so this game is called A Place Forbidden. It's a spooky game. I've been following it for a little bit, and it suddenly came out a couple weeks ago and was free to play, surprisingly. So, it's like, whatever, I guess I'll check it out. What's the harm in that? Your stupid fucking hair's too long. Do it this way. Do it this way again. Okay. It's lo-fi. First two games I'm going to play tonight are very, okay, a little fast. It's always a toss-up between whether it's going to be 0.1 or 0.5 or 1 for me. Yep, this is a 0.1. By golly. It's a lot of nothing. Not a lot of controls. Yeah. It's, I don't know. It behaves most of the time, but it kind of parts either way now. Kind of depends on the day. Visitors. Yentro Creelman, April 9th. Jason Thompson, Lionel Hess, Ella Batia, Samuel D. Elliott, Alice Chen, and Groening, Bernard White. No date, and the greetings, visitor. You're more than welcome to sign your name and date of your visit in this guest book. Once you've done that, we welcome you to explore the library to your heart's content, so long as it isn't after closing. Once you've had your fill, please let yourself out. You'll find a key to the front door on one of the desks in the study. Why is this person? Why are they so out of order? How do you sign this? Can't see a thing. Who knew it could get this dark out? Can't see a thing. Who knew it could get this dark out? Can't see a thing. Doesn't look like it's plugged in. That sounds like mechanical key switches, which would not be in these type of keys, or these keyboards. These would be either rubber domes or buckling spring. Immersion is ruined. Or dead plants. Okay. I remember where I was sitting at home, reading a letter from an old friend. Oops. I skipped something. Thought I was clicking to the next dialogue, and I just looked at the plant. I don't remember putting anything in my pocket, but I feel something. Can't see my legs. Room 1, you should really clean this place up, don't lose the trash. 2, this makes me wish I had someone to vent to. 3, I think I'm cracking under strain. I had the strangest inclination to walk straight into a wall. There's a secret path in the dark. Room 5, art could be really illuminating. Welcome message. Greeting, visitor. We'd like to take a moment to tell you about our wonderful library. The Library of Ouroboros is a state-of-the-art facility designed to replicate the real charm found in many older buildings without the associated risks such buildings are known to accumulate. The building might seem like a strange sight amongst Wall Street's many towering skyscrapers, but we believe this dichotomy will be what sets us apart. We're glad you've decided to give us a chance and hope that our stock of books will appeal to you. Obviously, our collection of information isn't so vast as to encapsulate the whole of the internet, but we hope the charming aesthetic design of our library will help you escape from the hustle and bustle of New York life. If you hear any strange footsteps, don't worry. There may still be construction going on above or below you. From us all, thanks again. Why was that welcome message written in a book? Hmm. Yeah. Construction footsteps, you know. Work boots. Hey, this one's not working. You tricked me, dialogue. Cold to the touch. Character has very long strides. Yeah, it's over here somewhere. There we are. Incoming call unknown. Accept, deny.
Hello. Welcome to the Library of Ouroboros. We're glad that you've decided to visit our humble institution. Hopefully, you'll find what it is you're looking for. Please be informed that the
Yeah, that
library
was the
is
journal.
closing. Since most of our staff are currently away, please lock the door on the way out. We hope you've enjoyed your visit.
Weird. I'm being watched. Talk about a blast from the past. All the phone numbers are 3 digits too short. Long list of books and dates that were checked out. Funny, none of them in year listed, only months and days. Screen looks burnt out. Nothing happens when I press the buttons. This works, apparently. Huh. Does this place have a garbage can? PC load letter. What does that mean? Where did that message come from? I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't click on it. Like these had anything. Shove it in the receptionist's desk for tomorrow. I don't think that noise was me. I think that mouse was already on the floor. Was this open? Or both of these ones closed? I can't remember. I'm just looking for differences. I don't know what exactly this is. Doesn't seem like a very fair fight. Closing at 5:15. It's dark at 5. The plane is super dead now. Fuck. Something like moved my character model a little bit, and it shook my screen. This is just there. I honestly haven't looked up pretty much anything about this game. I was like, oh, that's a neat aesthetic. It's a tagged horror. I'll give it a follow. So is that the door that I'm supposed to go to here? Of course. Of course. Pretty goddamn dark. Oh. This can't be right. I walked in and then backed up.
Hello. We'd like to inform you that the library is now closed. Note that it is unlawful to remain on the premises after closing. This is your one and only warning.
Mr. Doom, Scene! Act 3, Scene 2. Bernice enters, followed closely by the librarian. Bernice is breathless, looking both exasperated and slightly excited. The librarian's expression is unreadable as per usual. Bernice, but my husband will find out about us. He won't stay up forever. Librarian, I wouldn't be so sure, my dear, but we shall retire to the living room if we speak of such unpleasantness as your husband? Bernice's face breaks suddenly into a grin. She grabs the librarian's hand, taking him to the couch beside her. Fine then, if you're to stay. If you're to stay, I want to hear some of those secrets you keep talking about. Can't play me the fool forever. I would never claim to do such a thing, my dear. Would you care to hear about how I could stop a human heart with but a word? Goodness, that sounds dangerous. It most certainly is. I wish to hear it. Then of course you shall. He leans close to Bernice, who closes her eyes expecting a kiss. The librarian leans past her, whispering something in her ear. Bernice's eyes, open wide, she gives a single jerk, a strangled groan, and goes limp, sliding off the couch. Too curious for her own good. He stands, reaching in one of his pockets to withdraw a single black case containing Bernice's wedding ring. Taking a cursory look around the living room, the librarian eventually focuses on a single point on the opposite side. The librarian crosses the floor, leaves his item, and turns to leave. As he does so, the scene darkens, leaving only a single spotlight to illuminate the stage. It's fixed on the small black case, which the librarian has decided to leave, sitting atop the minister's writing desk. Anything new in my journal? No. There might be more scribbles, but I don't know. Who done fucked up this room? Although it is largely obscured by blood, you can make out only a handful of words. In one of the dustier books fell apart in my hands. Oh, these are incomplete sentences. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. There were these arcane scribbles, feels. After I threw it away, still not quite right, but like something's watching. Scribbles, there's not a real word on this page. Too smudged to be legible. Wireless lamps. Pretty impressive. Is that lamp just tiny? Bolted in pretty tight. I don't see myself trying this out of the wall bare-handed anytime soon. Alright. Oh. Papers, equal parts smudged and illegible. This one back here. Oh. See what you see, but it's looks like a chess piece, actually. I think that's a little, horse chess piece. Interesting. I don't think I know a code right now. Is that a figure? Are you creeping at me? I couldn't even look at it. Okay. Well, you're free to use the library. Cannot stop you. nation is a Rolodex. I can't slumber. I've been driving for miles and miles and miles, and it's night. I'm tired, so tired, but on the road for what feels like days. I don't have this constant moving. Don't like this constant moving, never have, but it wasn't this bad when I was younger. I'd sleep in the car while my parents drove. Now I don't have anybody to drive me. Two of them got too caught up in the world of darker parts of our... Two of them got caught up in some of the darker parts of our world. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I don't think it actually let me look in there, but I could go check. That's why I can't sleep. The book what I learned without trying. As I opened the dusty thing sitting disused as I cleaned out what remained of the attic, didn't even mean to, and yet here we are. There have been no other cars for hours, this dark stretch of road, my truck, all I've known. As I drive along, the halo of red and blue neon forms in my windshield, basking in the dark, a tiny diner. I'm not hungry, I'm not thirsty, just tired. But all the same, I take the exit as it comes up, falling into the parking lot between a beat-up jalopy and a truck that looks a lot like mine. I hardly feel the cold outside, I hardly feel anything. It's like being trapped in somebody else's body, and things don't feel like they fit right on my muscles anymore. Diner's just as cold as the outdoors, and hardly any more inviting. The stress red pleather of a bunch of booths should have been trashed years ago. Dirty tables, floors buffed into a mockery of cleanliness. Empty, but for a man in a heavy coat in one corner. And a waitress in the other. Man is standing. The man is standing. The waitress is also standing. They look like prize fighters about to square off, or they would if they were looking at each other. Instead, I can't see the man's face for his collar and hat, and the woman is looking at me. Seat, sir? I nod. Rough weather out, she says, trying to smile as I take my seat. I can tell I look terrible. You know a place where I can get some shut-eye? I ask almost without realizing it. I can't sleep, but maybe I can still try. Not a motel for miles. You can sleep at your table if you want, though. You don't even have to order anything. Thank you. I set my head down on the table. My eyes don't shut. The black knowledge slithered its way from those stained pages and into my brain and out grips my eyelids, forcing them wide. Diner is sideways. I'm like this for a few minutes, and then there's someone else standing as sideways in front of me. Man in the coat, his face is a dark red mass. Sleep deprivation. Tired, buddy? Then I nod. The table is cold against my numb face. Think we can help each other. He reaches towards my face, laying a hand upon my cheek. There's a flicker of feeling of warmth that cuts through the fog that's swallowed up by my head for days. As he withdraws his hand, I see a strip of ragged flesh in it, which he brings to his face. When he lifts his hand again, the flesh is gone. Thanks, buddy. May you take the rest? I nod. The table's cold against my face. As I finish nodding, he turns my head roughly and grabs at it, pulling away another strip of red. There's feeling. The tiredness becomes more pronounced. He doesn't ask anymore, just takes. Every time his hand comes down, a little part of me leaves. But at that point, I don't much care. Take it all. I'd like to rest. The table's turned red, like the seats around us. Time passes. Feeling's gone. Sleep. The man in the coat takes down his collar. See my face looking down at me, tired. He reaches down into my pocket, fishes out my keys. Rest easy, buddy, he says, and something else that I don't hear. He's gone. It all is. Alright. Cool. Well, I'd like to keep my face, thank you. Look at over here. Get the trash. I got an achievement. All right. Please. Window's locked, begins the roll. When I push on it, it needs some way to remove the padlock. Okay, is that my end goal? I can't help but feel as if I can't help but feel as if I stand before the precipice of some terrible reality, left one room only to come right back to it. Shame there's no place to go but straight ahead. I've hidden a few tools in this room in case the path ahead isn't what I hope it is. If they're not here anymore, then good news. The path ahead, at least immediately, is probably safe. Zero chance of any hostile entities. They're still here, though. Well, hope they're useful to you. Useful to you. Is that a typo? You're gonna need all the help you can get, V. Same chair from earlier, isn't it? Where's the guest book? Well, this plant feels wrong. Well, it's in various states of dying, and it keeps moving. For one. It's missing. And up, there it is. What? Jesus! Something knocked on the windows. I don't like that. Maybe it was here? No, I don't think so. It sounded like a window. Maybe it was just that? Yeah, that's the noise. I just did it in such a quick succession that it sounded like two knocks. Oh, there's that thing again. I think that was actually just the drawer pushing me. Making sure I didn't get clipped. Ain't shit! Still a nice painting. This painting's kind of gone. The fuck is that? Is that a plant? What are you doing in there? Okay, so... Right, I picked something up, didn't I? I picked up that screwdriver. I wonder if that's the sound I heard earlier. I was like, I don't think I made that noise. I don't think I read this one. It's kind of long. On the library, very early in my professorship, a student came to my office one spring afternoon with a stack of papers in her arms. She said she'd been having strange dreams of a place stretching forward and backwards into infinity. Dreams of hallways splitting into hallways, dreams of being lost in the intricate guts of a gigantic place that could not possibly exist. On the papers were crude sketches. She was no artist, she said, but something about the dreams had left such a vivid impression on her that putting what was in her brain to the page seemed her only option. She was clearly distressed when I gently suggested that she visit the university psychologist rather than resident ancient history professor. She violently shook her head, asking if I knew anything about something called an Ouroboros library. Or perhaps a library of Ouroboros? Wasn't entirely clear. But about the common knowledge about the symbol taken from the Egyptians by the Greeks, from the Greeks by the medieval Europeans, not an alchemy of the death and rebirth and so forth. The student continued shaking her head all through my explanation, until she suddenly cut me off. Those are too old, she said. The place for my dreams was modern. There was electricity, computers, but everything seemed ancient and stank of old dust and damp wood. And something else. Please, don't you know of anything in recent times that might have stemmed from that idea? I confessed that I hadn't, especially considering the size and the many niches of the modern world. She left without another word, leaving her drawings behind. Something about the conversation shook me. I looked through the crude drawings she made in shaky hand and saw in the familiar shapes and designs an odd air of ominousness. Like looking at the facade of a dark building and hearing the slightest scratchings of things that shouldn't be just behind the stones. All very juvenile thoughts, yet when I went home that evening and brought the drawings, I couldn't help but want to look more into what we'd discussed into that library of Ouroboros. It is largely fruitless, found many sites and articles on alchemy, the symbol itself, or the public library in Ouroboros County, which was located somewhere in rural Wisconsin. But just as the hour crept past midnight, I found something, the slightest snatch of information at the bottom of the rabbit hole series of links. I will not repeat the website's domain or my steps to arrive here, for fear that someone might try to replicate what I did, but I will repeat what I found, because just as that student couldn't get the ideas from her head without drawing, I find I can't think of anything else, waking or sleeping. I hope this will help. This is a bookmark? Okay, it's on all the pages, never mind. Library of Ouroboros, a kind of waking nightmare arrived upon by those too curious for their own good, rich in the black secrets, rich in dark ideas lost to time, rich in the languages from dead races on other planets. The fortunate die, the truly lucky, perhaps the most unfortunate of all, become tenders for all time, knowing far more than any living being could ever hope to learn without becoming a permanent, perpetually screaming stain on the face of space-time forever. None have left it unscathed. There are forbidden tomes that would prevent you from breathing, should you merely touch them, and tenders are beyond sanity and jealousy, keep their terrible secrets. You've searched enough. This is your final warning. That night I slept fitfully, my dreams beset by the images of a dark, dusty place, eerie for its supposed normalcy. I could almost see things passing by just beneath the floorboards, within the walls, watching me. Every exit led to another room, nearly the same as the one before it, and out the windows I saw only black. My dreams have been consistently disturbed since that night, so much so that it's hard for me to teach, so heavily preoccupied is my waking mind. I hope this writing will be enough to put my mind at ease. One last thing. I've since tried to find the student who first contacted me to tell her what I learned. My hope was that I might be able to put her mind at ease, or at least commiserate with her, but I haven't been able to find her. In fact, since the day she visited my office, the roommates haven't seen her, nor has anyone else. And I fear I might be next. Okay. Monk ass. Just like that, huh? Just grab some, who was watching? Grab some forbidden knowledge. Nabbed it. Now I'm ultra on edge. I go in here? Not budging. This game's absolute lack of sound and music. Well, you know, ambient sound is very unsettling. Okay. Y'all want any forbidden knowledge? Anybody? It's fine. I read that one. Is this here before? Alright, so I need to figure out the code to that box. I believe is my next step. Oh, this is this. Oh, I can read some of this now. First word. There's more than one of these. Second, third, desire, something. third word. Something. Yeah, but give me some numbers. This isn't frozen, I don't think. So it could be the time. Yeah, things might be getting more fucked up. I can't remember if... Nah. I think things have been this fucked up since we went through the dark room. Precisely this fucked. Is there anything on the bookshelves? Huh? Hmm. Alright. So, over here. Have you been moving? Has this been moving? Spooky red stapler. Yeah, it was on the counter, and then it was on the floor, and now I think it's like further towards the doorway. There wasn't any numbers in these, don't think. What to do? But you can just walk around. Spin! Surely clean it. Maybe these are objectives? I think so. So, start walking into cracks. So what would room 1 be? Room 1, I should really clean this place up. Room 3, I found room 2, which was, I wish I had someone to vent to. Hopefully I haven't missed it. So I can only do the vent post-fuckery. Also, room 5 was dark room. Right? Or maybe that was 4. Done that one. I don't think I got hidden knowledge from that, though. Things just got fucked up after that. My artwork can be illuminating. I swear these blinds were down. I swear this blind was up literally a second ago. Yeah, I got that knowledge for sure. Okay, this one was definitely half-mast a second ago. This game's just fucking with me. I mean, there's this, but... haven't seen a big crack in the wall. It seems promising. Not working. This is neat, but a little, Nah, no, I don't know. Is this too obtuse? I don't know. Might be. Hmm? Something definitely sounded like it just fell. I don't think I could interact with the Rolodex again. Is this it? Can I get over there? This fucking chair's in the way. It definitely sounded like something fell when I threw that trash away. Is it just one of these things jiggling around? Is that what that sound was? What else could I pick up? More garbage here. Cameras still looking at me. Is that tiny? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, but I haven't been able to. No. I don't think any of the light switches actually work. There's not a ton to interact with, so I'm just not sure what I could be missing at this point. Have I not read this? No, I have, absolutely. Oh, that's not a fucking typo. 4. Is it 4025? Maybe. Up to one room. Maybe 4102? Numeral 5, maybe? 4 1 0, 2. The stamp is just leaving the room. Hey, that was it. I feel good about that one. That was pretty cool.
We've given you chances. Ample warning. You proceed, we threaten. Continue on your current path, and they will find nothing left of your head. We swear it. For the last and final time, go back from whence you came.
I would. I don't appear to be able to. Alright, lockpick. What could I do with a lockpick? Alright, the window. Or maybe just get ganked and die. Do it! Oh. What? Again? I thought I just went outside. Well, fuck. As if the atmosphere weren't tense enough. Now it's dark. Something about this room is even worse than the last ones. Before there might have been an odd feeling in the air, a certain untraceable scent, but at least felt like somewhere people had been. Here, something's definitely wrong. I can hear something deeper in this room, barely perceptible, crying out in pain. Here goes nothing. And I picked a silly time to upgrade my my audio hardware. Got 7.1 surround sound in emulated over, I guess, stereo. It definitely gives some depth to things. Shit's all around. Spider plant. F-A-C-E. Face. D. There's a D on that side. D face. Surely. Minister's Doom, Act 4, Scene 3. Open atop the roof of the minister's estate, the minister lies against a statue of a lion spattered with his blood. A saber hilt protrudes from a gaping wound in his chest. The librarian stands over him, triumphant. Librarian, and so you finally cease your pathetic writhing. The minister spits up blood. Are you here to taunt me? Or end this charade? Go on, you've ruined my life, destroyed all I loved. Sever what remains, damn you. Come now, minister, is there a need for this melodrama? Minister, kill me. Have you? Do it. Are you pleading for mercy, I wonder, or trying to salvage the last of your pride? It doesn't matter, your reasoning is flawed. What are you? He doubles over, his words lost in a bloody coughing fit. Librarian, consider it. Your ties to this world are severed, all earthly connections gone. Had I wanted to kill you, I could simply have stepped into your estate and placed that saber between your shoulder blades. Yet even now, you still breathe. Your wounds non-lethal. Or should I say, non-lethal enough for our sake. Our? What in the devil are you talking about? Librarian, forgive me, Minister, but I'm afraid I've misled you. You see, this was never about vengeance. When I met you on your return from the City Hall those 3 weeks ago, it was only a few hours after my first visit to the city. What? And that tale about the library that I put out of business? He's slowly getting more Texan as I read his lines. Very flimsy lie, I'm afraid. Really, I'm quite amazed you didn't see through it. Oh, and since the truth is coming out in the open, it should be said that our odds were insurmountable from the start. You were never just fighting an individual. I knew it. That maid will hang. Librarian, the maid is dead already. Half-hearted turncoat is of no use to me. Actually, that is exactly the truth that should come out, Minister, for you see, there is no such thing as me. Never was. There is only us. The Minister is silent, his mouth hanging open in shocked awe. A man. Wrong, my friend. Neither mad nor a man, nor are we here, as you so delightfully put it, to sever you. Quite the contrary, in fact, we want you to join us. Librarian steps closer. We are always in need of fresh, strong minds. Your impeccable business sense, your knack for keeping it from the ever-sullying, your spotless, smiling, public face has proven that you have exactly that. God, get back! Your God is dead or asleep, or else he is somewhere out of hearing, or else he does not listen at all. No, no, Minister, my friend, you cannot choose between him and us. The only choice is to come to us willingly, or for us to take you. Mister's hand darts into his coat. Past the saber, in a flash he withdraws a flintlock pistol. I make my own options. Minister fires straight at the librarian's heart. Perfect shot at the zero range, but when the smoke finally clears, the librarian still stands. Casually, he reaches down to brush the pistol shot from his overcoat. Regrettably, it seems you have forfeited your right to choose. The scene darkens as the minister gives a strangled, agonized scream. When the light returns, the minister stands alone. It is only him, the saber, and the blood-stained lion. Get comfortable, Minister. We'll be spending a lot of time together. The end. Doomed. Oh. This is the same layout? Just big and fucky? There's something in the darkness. Oh, you can actually see something in the darkness. Kinda. It glitters. Glistens. Like a... Fucking do this again, stapler. Candles now, huh? This is pretty monka. Ooh. What a lovely room. Many cameras. Dead plants. Everybody's favorite. Yeah, sure, I'll read this. On the failures, word has it that those who have passed the librarian's bleak tests are granted knowledge beyond the ken of any other. But you want to know about those who failed. Each fate is miserable as the next, but very well. Some few are allowed to retain their sentience but lose all mobility. Their spirits are torn from their bodies, with the latter being cast away. The librarian takes these spirits and compresses them, that's right. Those tomes you've seen lining this place, those books you've ignored, many of them were once like you, poor fools lost in a forgotten place. Then there are the husks, shambling bodies that move without direction through the library's infinite halls, searching for heads that have long since been taken from them. Are the souls still there, locked away in some dark, deep, forgotten keep? Potentially, but they will search fruitlessly and forever. These fates are equally terrible, forever trapped in place, forever cursed to wander. There is one worse than both. Especially poignant failures, those that attract the librarian's knowledge but fail in the end, are given especially poignant punishments. Some say that in the library's deep depths the walls shudder and shake and pulsate with life that should have died long ago, and some say that these walls are formed of those promising few who could not prove themselves. Is there any egress from this place, in death or otherwise? Perhaps, perhaps not. But I'll certainly never see it. So... I feel like I've already failed by missing whatever's in room 1. I feel like that was before. I feel like I'm already locked into a bad end. We'll see. If not, this game actually seems like you could speed through it really quick. Okay. Got some meat columns. Nice hellhole. Red lights. Yeah, okay. What is this place? Uh-oh. God damn it, what the hell is going on? Why am I back here?
Like a beetle in an antline's trap, you flail your way deeper. It is gratifying to watch you wriggle your way to your doom. We so rarely have new visitors. Perhaps we won't spatter you across these walls. Perhaps we'll allow you to stay, join the others. It is what you want, is it not?
Well, made it to this room. I'm not going any further. Caught a glimpse of him. Bastard's been talking in my ear. He was wearing a dark cloak, so I couldn't see much more than his figure. The shape of his head wasn't human, makes sense. Can't stop capitalizing his name. Psychosomatic, or did he do something to me? No, I won't be able to stay here forever. No, he's waiting for me just a little beyond the door on the other side of this room. Looks like I've got a date with this crevasse. Anything preferable to what I think he's got in mind for me. If you're reading this, you should probably join me down here. Whatever's ahead won't be pretty. Okay. You want me to jump in the hole? Trust skeleton. I wonder. Oh. Can I not go into the crevasse? Alright. To the dark, unsettling room. My loud-ass footsteps. Look at all this trash. He was old as sin, perhaps older, and had lived alone for a long time. Over his many years, he had accumulated much wealth, knowledge, fond memories, but nothing to stop the onset of time. As he walked the dark halls of his mansion, as he paced in the dark, as he whirred away his time in his study, time continued along, tearing at his flesh, bending his brittle bones. Hands of the clock peeled his organs away from his body one by one, until his waning strength finally failed him. He was found slumped in his chair, surrounded by books bearing unidentifiable signs. In the end, even they had not saved him. What does that do? When adulthood found her, she had found herself desiring solitude more and more frequently. Since her youth, her home had sat at the edge of a vast forest, which her family had warned her against exploring. But on one night, over the third But on the night of her 30th, she went alone to finally explore it. The woods were equal parts dark and foreboding, with thin, sickly antlers creating almost offensive wood as she weaved between them as she arrived at a derelict cabin, abandoned for years. Naturally, she entered, her curiosity driving her. They said that the marks found on what remained of her body afterwards were wounds as if made by a bear. A few had seen a corpse so thoroughly savaged by an animal. Okay, so these all go in here. He was only a child, left alone for too long. As children are wont to do, he went off in the night, in the high, grassy hills above the apartment complex he called home. The tall grass came almost to his chin, tickling his nose when he stepped forward. The freedom normally kept from him was finally his, and it was magical in its way. So deeply enthralled with the hills, the grass, the view of the town, was he that he did not think to listen for the rustling of grass when the snake's fangs sunk into his flesh. He met no resistance. Spiders found days later huddled in a ball. Snake. In her middle age, she had little to do, and so gained a fascination with the old radio in her attic. It was a relic from her childhood and had never worked properly. She waned into the seclusion of her home. A desire to see it working again overtook her. Her curiosity matching her seclusive nature in the equal parts, she plumbed knowledge into the dark recess of her attic. Building capacitors and vacuum tubes, twisting metals and wires. At the end, the radio sang it was more than a radio should have been. Flames sputtered from the speakers, from wires, from the shattered glass tubes. Fire ate up everything it touched. She was reduced to a blackened skeleton. So we've got one more. When he was 16, he went driving alone for the first time. His family had kept him from the world. He said it was more than high time that he went and learned about what was out there. It was less than an hour before he was lost, hadn't received his license yet after all. There are many winding streets surrounding the small town he called home. It was on a lightless intersection where he met his fate. A pickup hit his sedan without stopping. As his vehicle spun out and rolled into a ditch, the pickup vanished into the night. His head was pulverized by a steering column, turning it into little more than paste. Okay, so, got a car, a snake, a clock, a bear, and fire. And this table's blocking my way out now. So I just slam him in. There's some order. Don't see anything that would indicate an order. Yeah, that would make sense. That was what was highlighted at the front of each, was it not? Adulthood. Okay, so they're just framed in different ways. 16. Car is 16. Oldest sin was the clock. Middle age was the fire. Young boy was the snake. Adulthood was the bear. Middle age is older than adulthood. So, snake. Maybe. Huh? Yeah. Oh, okay, I see. Snake. Bear. Fire. Wait, no. Right, carve a second. The safe contains a lump of blackened flesh. Delicious!
university. We read your book, discovered that for a mortal, you're rather unique. In the same way that a human might consider a primate, you almost remind us of ourselves. Though, of course, we'd never stoop to your level.
Cool. Dark comes crushing down at souls you whole, souls you whole. Oh god, the lights go dim one by one. Oh boy. Check something. This is room 5, I believe. Safe.
Get out! Get out! Can't you find your way out?
No. You have not made it very easy, librarian. Weird.
You should find your way out soon. You won't want to be there when the light fades in full.
Oh, okay. Okay. God.
Soon you shall see what she saw.
No escape. Alright. This must be bad end. Maybe this is just where it goes anyway, but I do know, I understand where I'm supposed to be looking for the blocks now. I could probably speedrun this shit now that I know. Help us. Please, won't you help us? Why won't you? Why won't you let us suffer? You can have a blah 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 blah. More books? No. Mayhaps. Whee! Oh, we're back here. Time to get the hell out of here. Yeah, surely that's how it's gonna go. Everything's fine after that. So is this my chance to find the cubes? Or is this part of the bad end? Things look a little different. I don't remember there being so much piss on the floor. Okay, I think this is actually back at the beginning, but the door's gone, which is really weird. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not back at the beginning. No, I don't see any papers to pick up. Here they are. Nope, nope, that's not that. Can't pick up that either. Okay. I guess I just go in here and die. Perhaps. Fuck.
Oh, good. You're finally here. Certainly kept the suspense going. Stay right there. We shall be with you shortly, and once we're there, we'll turn your form into something more palatable. More arms, we think. More legs. The eyes out. Stay right there.
But I don't wanna. Yeet. Okay. Oh. Oh, damn it. Stop opening fucking doors. So each ledge appears to lead me to a different room. Is that my goal then? That room? The keys. Okay. Go find a key. Wish I could sprint. Well, isn't this place a wreck? If I've lived some places disorganized as here, I'd think it'd be a matter of time before I was swallowed up by all the trash. Like the staircases, though, they're a nice touch. You're probably wondering what needs to be done here. I think deep down you already know. Since you're so inclined to play dumb, though, I'll leave you a hint. It'd be a lot easier to get around here if you could organize everything somehow. Okay. So... I don't have the things to put there yet. Can't go out here. Fine. I think there's just the 3 exits. Okay. Hello.
You just find nothing. Everything is can harm. Stop thinking.
Don't listen to them if you can help it. And me, we're birds of a feather, I can tell. Better to pull the covers over your head, cover your ears, because you hear something you don't wanna. Sit down and let the inevitable wash over you. I think this fate turning into one of those husks gives me shivers. But if you're really hellbent on replaying to the lion's skull, and don't say I didn't warn you, I guess you'll need all the help you can get. Listen carefully. God, I wish I had all these already. Seriously considering starting over now that I know what to do. God damn it.
You just find nothing. Everything is can harm. Stop thinking. Stop thinking. Everything is find nothing. Can harm. You just stop thinking. You can harm. Stop.
Stop thinking. Everything is fine, nothing. Everything is fine, nothing. Can harm. You just
You just
stop thinking.
stop thinking.
Play dumb all you like. The librarian already knows your body inside and out. He spent all of his time searching and eventually found his goal. There are places, even in the digital world, where things are not meant for mortal eyes lurk. He caught only the slightest glimpse of one such place, and it was enough. The eyes of the librarian were upon him. From that point forward, what happened was destined to happen, and worst of all, he would never find the knowledge he sought. Maybe it's better that way. But why did I need that? Oh. There are all these paintings here before? One, the first. Two, the second. Ah. Four, the fourth. Three, the third. Joy of the recluse. Of his 5 fingers he lost 2, only 3 remained. Without the first, he would have been an animal. Without the second, he could no longer condemn. Without his final remaining finger, his hand would look a little strange. Without the first, he would be an animal. So, one is the thumb. Without the second, he could no longer condemn. Would that be the index? At the final, his hand would look a little strange. Just over here glaring at my hand. I don't know. 1, 2, and 5. mean, I guess I can just guess. I think 1 and 2 seem most likely. I know more than the others, but I won't tell you. He spent too much time alone, thinking that accelerated his downfall. A terrible thing befell the woman he claimed to have loved. Consumed him, consumed his every waking moment, whether or not he had been loved back. The depression lost him his job and his home, turning the sad wreck of a human into a sadder, hollower thing. His focus, his obsession never strayed. He was gone. She was gone from his life. As far as he was concerned, that was all that mattered. Even when a family member took him in and sheltered him, he was all but ignored. He all but ignored them. Blech. So enwrapped with himself was he. Okay. Now the room's certainly changed now. Done that one. Okay, there's 2 more puzzles before I can get through there. This one I'm missing a key, but maybe it is in that room. And this one had some stuff to place, but I didn't see stuff to pick up. I don't think I saw this. If this place were a mind, it would not be pure. The answer to the path ahead is embedded in a column of red flesh. Gotcha. That wasn't even a riddle. Okay. I can see your eyes from over there, dude. Card holder. Nothing legible. There are recurring themes in each memory and one that is alone. The numbers will open your path back. There are recurring themes in each memory and one that is alone. Pure cracks of memories of others' misdeeds and evils committed. What to make of this one? Those rooms, the memories? Those misdeeds, evils committed, the recurring themes in each memory and one that is alone. The numbers were open your path back. There's nothing left to do in this room, I don't think. Yeah. Maybe I'm done in this room? don't see anything left to interact with. Got clock, hentai, cameras, blocks. Recurring themes in each memory and one that is alone. The numbers remote. Okay. Counting the objects in each room, perhaps? Eight, 4, 3, 1. Okay. Little shit! Like you hadn't done enough already. Now I'm trapped here, damned to repeat this shit like a goddamn tape recorder. If you had an ounce of remorse, you'd dash your brains out of the nearest wall. He was never good much at formatting connections with people, and his time wasn't any different. Someone who walked into his life spent a night and a half with him and recognized him for what he was, an empty, half-formed piece of sentient scum. Naturally, it took eons for their brief tryst than she ever intended, spent days upon days picking their every second together apart, thinking about what he could have done differently. Not once did she consider what she should have done in the first place. That there just wasn't anything to him. He wasn't a person enough for himself, let alone another. Savage. Okay. Lovely. Now it's just this one, I think? No. Maybe. No. Was it this one? No. Is it this one? Yes. Okay. Okay. Easier if you could just organize everything somehow. Gotta find something to put. Oh! The fuck did I do that? I found that somewhere else. Didn't I? Shit. So, were the objects for this room in completely different rooms? Can't remember where I found that thing. Well, shucks. None of these. Right. Okay. So I'm assuming there's one in each other room. I think this is the room that I found that other thing. Okay, so what is the last object I'm looking for, even? It's small. It's a chair? Maybe? Can't tell. Well, it seems smaller than the rest of them. Pleasant. I found one in meat basement. I found one in chest basement. So I think it's the one in the hands basement now? Mayhaps? This room's awfully empty. So, elsewhere. Oh, nope. Cool. The Rolodex. Thing that I didn't know was a thing. Damn it. This is chess. Get me out of here. Oop. I knew you'd come. Very well, I'll speak. He was always inclined towards solitude, not that he had any choice in the matter. In fact, if he had, perhaps solitude would not have been his lot. But he was terrible with words, worse with speaking. It wasn't so much a matter of laughter at his expense, it was merely a curiosity, an ingrown strange thing, vaguely uncomfortable but otherwise without note. There was one exception to this lonely existence. As he aged, he found himself in the position of an archivist, surrounded by only dust, dead things, and dead words. Though he had grown used to the solitude, he hated it with a burning, quiet passion. Thus, when a graduate student about his age came to plumb the dry and dead things, he forced himself to strike up conversation with her. To his delight, she returned his words, and for the first time in ages, he felt his heart beat a little faster. Alright. Now then, we return to the world of the Central. Enjoy whatever movie you're watching, Eric. Lovely. Ooh. Boy! It's going to take my input. This is where I would have an answer, probably, if I had all the insight. A lace? Nope. A giant. A fuck. Oh, I see. So these are the first words. kind of want to look these up now that I know that this is what it all amounts to. Because I know where to get the other blocks now. I know, man! Fuck. I'll just zoom through it. He was aware enough to be jealous, though she rebuked his advances, though she suggested the two of them never see each other again. It was of course not only enough for him. She would come by nightly, when she locked the door. He would continue to bang on it. When she called the police, he still found ways to watch from afar, until one night, that is, when he watched an unknown foreign shape enter her abode. Though he could only barely make the silhouette out, he could tell it was a man. And that was enough to send him into a rage. The authorities arrived too late on the scene to save her, and when the fire was contained, the victims died of smoke inhalation. Somehow they hadn't been able to open the front door. The screwdriver keeping it jammed was no longer at the scene of the crime, of course. When I next opened my eyes, I found myself on an empty road in a desolate place. There was a faint, ephemeral quality to everything. It didn't fill me with confidence. Back of my head, I felt a thought burn like a fallen ember from the end of a cigarette. Was I free? Was he still trapped within the library's vast expanse? How could I tell, even if I arrived home and everything was as bad as it had been? How could I know that the librarian's voice wouldn't just be on the other side of every door of every window forever? I don't know, this doesn't look like freedom to me. Guess it doesn't matter either way. At the end of everything, I never found what I come to the library to gain. The rest of my life, I think I'll find myself wondering just what it was that I missed. 3 cubes of knowledge is what you missed. Perhaps the failure was a blessing, empty as I left myself. I find myself left. Perhaps there was something even worse waiting for me if I'd only looked a little deeper. Uh-oh. I recognize that shape. Maybe I don't. But I doubt it. Nice. I ain't watching this, because I'm going to play again. Damn it. Which is honestly a pretty good sign for the game. I mean, it's can't beat free for this, but, prologue, what the hell's that? Yeah, for a free-to-play game, though, the fact that I want to go through real quick and get the true ending is good on them. So this must have been like a demo or something. Or maybe not. This is a different perspective entirely, I think. They came to the domain of blank canvas in the cosmos from places unknown as old as time. They've existed longer than man, longer than the sentient stories of longer than the cosmic force that runs through all things. They've always been. Saw the ruin that coursed through the universe, a constant in and out flux of entropy. With entropy went items of worth, and it was that worth that they sought to salvage. Not things, ideas, thoughts, power, intangible. Through years they reached, for their powers were immense. Throughout eons they snatched up secrets dark and light, but it wasn't long enough before it became too much, even for those ancient. Many pages have been torn out of this book. There placed a single piece of lined paper with an untidy scrawl standing upon it in red ink. The key to go further could not have been deciphered from the last word in each of these books, but I tore them out. Couldn't let anyone else go any deeper. Sorry, but trust me, it's better this way. To close the book, you can make it a single word scratched not written into the inner cover. Your predecessor must have missed it, or else it was made after the note was placed. Telephone. Partial history of the library. It wasn't so much built, it simply came to be. We've known gleaned from the early murky tales about the certain endless structure rich in occult knowledge, for a tale was penned by unnamed Gaelic mystic who compiled a variety of accounts from travelers complaining of strange dreams. Many of these travelers' accounts of the place were the same: endless hallways, strange materials, magic devices seemed to give off light or sound without any visible source, but really were there many tangible details aside from these characteristics and font of knowledge ringing the walls of the place. This court changed in approximately 670, when the mystic was visited by a lone woman. She was reportedly wild-eyed, half-mad, and complaining of dreams much the same as her fellows, but she claimed that these dreams became reality briefly, that she at one point even visited that bleak place. She claimed to run into a dark, amorphous figure with a score of glowing red eyes. This figure apparently spoke to her, promising her black knowledge, should she only pledge herself to it. Though the mystic asked how this woman escaped such a place, the woman gave him no explanation. In fact, she spoke no further, withdrawing from the mystic's hut to begin her traveling anew. She was never seen or heard from again. Testimony is hardly a concrete example of the library's existence, but it certainly makes one wonder if tales like this could exist from the earliest days of modern man. What older truths could lie buried deep in the past, should one be willing to tunnel through the cobwebs of years to reach the ancient tales hidden beneath? Mr. Doom, Act 3, Scene 2. Okay, I've read this one. Transcript. I've been living these nightmares, Doctor. I'm alone, but I don't feel alone. Not like I should. Rather, there's no one worth me. But that's not to say there's nothing around. It's difficult to explain, but it's an uncomfortable feeling. Something drones low in the background, while all the while, Jesus, you can hear snatches of whispers, but only just barely, like something is conversing with me just out of my range of hearing, just as something is watching just out of my sight range. Ugh. Everything's too still. It's wrong. I don't remember how I got here, and I can't figure out how to leave. Everything is all hallways upon hallways, shelves upon shelves of books that look like they've never been opened. Almost all of them are still, and yet I got a feeling like I mustn't open any of them, whatever I do. There's a pull towards them, of course, the sense that I will learn more than I could ever hope on Earth. There's a danger, a vague creeping danger, that feels like something is very, very interested in every move I make. Who or what it might be, I don't know. I don't know if it wants to bring me in or if it wants me to leave. How does it end? Well, as I mentioned, there's no real way to escape. Every place I go to leads to more rooms. But eventually, after a time, I don't really hear them, so much as feel them. Look no further, etc. And when awake, every time I feel further from this world. To be honest, Doctor, I hope it's all in my imagination. I hope I'm afflicted with some kind of mania. There's a place like that can't exist, shouldn't exist, and if it does, then I can only hope that no one else would be so unfortunate to visit it. Alright, so that thing wanted me to listen on the phone. That thing definitely said telephone. And this is definitely the telephone. I don't see anything else interactable. Maybe that stack of books out front here. Nope. Where's the copier? I don't know what it wants me to do with the phone. This prologue is otherwise, it's not a lot to it, so it must be the phone. Like, come on. I hear whispering over here, but I think it's just attached to this book. Which I've definitely read through all of. Let's just see if I can Google this right quick. This game is pretty hard to Google. At least finding any information for it. Yeah, I mean, this is its 5th and final update, but I think it was like an itch.io project before it came to Steam for free. Well, I don't know what else to do in this prologue. Don't see anything else to interact with. I don't know. Try to zoom through the main game real quick. Super fast. Alright, so, room 1. Let's pick up. I remember this one. I should miss that. Jesus!
I left something for you by the place where you arrived.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Hog!
Hello. Welcome to the Library of Ouroboros. We're glad that you've decided to visit our humble institution. Hopefully, you'll find what it is you're looking for. please be informed that the library is closing. Since most of our staff are currently away, please lock the door on the way out. We hope you've enjoyed your visit.
Okay. The vent one is next. Easy peasy.
Hello.
Hello. We'd like to inform you that the library is now closed. Note that it is unlawful to remain on the premises after closing. This is your one and only warning.
Let's see. Can my brain remember this? It was... Ha!
We've given you chances. Ample warning. You proceed, we threaten. Continue on your current path, and they will find nothing left of your head. We swear it. For the last and final time, go back from whence you came.
Now! Okay, this one is the crack. I have a feeling I saw where this was earlier. I just knew I'd already missed the first one, so I didn't bother. I didn't check this one. Wrong turn. Thank you. I missed that very important note last time. Going backwards. Alright. Now for the one I'm not 100% sure where it is. Secret path in the dark.
Like a beetle in an antline's trap, you flail your way deeper. It is gratifying to watch you wriggle your way to your doom. We so rarely have new visitors. Perhaps we won't spatter you across these walls. Perhaps we'll allow you to stay, join the others. It is what you want, is it not?
Well... Here we go. Maybe. Sweet. And I know where the last one is. That one to appear. Please? There it is. Alright, what was it? It was snake, car, bear. I think. Please? Please! Fire. Okay.
You piqued our curiosity. We read your book, discovered that, for a mortal, you're rather unique. In the same way that a human might consider a primate, you almost remind us of ourselves. Though, of course, we'd never stoop to your level.
Yeah. Sick burn. Nice. Okay. First word, there's more than one of these librarian. There is more than one of these in librarian. I. That's an I. Maybe. You want, but don't really desire. Your wants are not only a command, but also rhyme with it. Two? No, that isn't right.
Get out! Get out! Can't you
You
find
alert,
your way
man.
out?
This one you already know. It's not enough. Some not enough. Most is not enough. You want more? What is it you want? Most? How did I do this last time?
You should find your way out soon. You won't want to be there when the light fades in full.
Thought it was right here. How? What? There's nothing to do with these, I don't think. Oh, great. The darkness is nearly here.
Soon you shall see what
Okay.
she saw.
Whatever. All right. Is that all there was to do in here? think so, right? This is the part that was a fake out. Like, oh, I'm back.
Oh, good. You're finally here. Certainly kept the suspense going.
You're finally here. Performing for you.
With you shortly, and once we're there, we'll turn your form into something more palatable. More arms, we think. More legs. The eyes out. Stay right there.
Should have switched my tags over to speedrun. Going for top 10 world record. What was this? Nope. Reset.
Stop. Fine. Can you stop?
Okay, where was that object? There it is. Sharp mind. What was that achievement for? Doing it fast? Alright, here we go. I? Oh no. Could be I or A. Or an R? No way. A. You want but don't desire. Your wants are not only command but also rhyme with it. Wants? Rhymes with it? Rhymes with what? You want but don't really desire. Come back. That. 2? Nah, that ain't right. You're a learned man. A blank 2 no. Most? Is this need? Man would also rhyme with it. You want but don't merely desire. Your wants are not only a command, but also rhyme with it. Rhyme with command? 6 letters. Ah. A demand to know all. I demand to know all. Is that it? Did I do it?
We must say we feared you wouldn't succeed, but you certainly outperformed our wildest expectations. Not only did you respond to the strangeness of your surroundings with calm composure, but you also looked deeper into the abyss and from it dragged out that which so many others have failed to find. We will grant you the knowledge you seek, and what's more, you will join our ranks. Gone will be the petty guilt that has dogged you for so long. Gone will be the drooping flesh, the failing senses, the rotting brain. Now, you will join a coven that will give you true purpose. We should say, this is not a request, not an offer. You will join our ranks. You will become immortal. You will give up your petty humanity. And you will remain here eternally. Now, we think it's time to welcome you to the library's true depths.
Nice. That was really cool. It was definitely worth $0. No, that was actually awesome. It was a very intriguing game with some really well done puzzles, honestly. Like, for being mostly word puzzles and, I guess, just kind of observational pattern puzzles. Very cool.